Aida for making my son walk the dog? My wife, 39F, and I, 42M, have 3 sons. Alex, 15, Dylan, 11, and Jake, 8. When I was a kid I always wanted a dog but my parents said no. I never got the chance to get one during my 20s, but recently my interest in owning one was sparked again, so I asked my family what they thought about getting a dog. My wife wasn't enthusiastic about it, but she relented after a few weeks of me asking. Alex and Jake were excited to get one, but Dylan was immediately opposed to the idea. Dylan was always different than my other sons. He never had an interest in sports and was always more subdued than his brothers, which has always made it hard for me to connect with him. He remained opposed to the idea of getting a dog, but me and my other sons managed to wear him down until he finally relented. However, he said that if we did get a dog, he wasn't going to be interacting with it or taking care of it. That would be completely on me and his brothers. I found this ridiculous, but I agreed in the moment, hoping he would change his mind after meeting the dog. The problem is he hasn't changed his mind yet. We've had Zeus for 7 months now and Dylan has not warmed up to him in the slightest. He doesn't play with the dog, he doesn't cuddle with him, he doesn't let Zeus into his room because he destroys stuff, and whenever he is near the dog he just ignores him. I find this completely ridiculous. Zeus loves Dylan, he follows him around whenever he sees him and jumps on him to get his attention and play, but Dylan just isn't receptive to it. To change this, I told Dylan last week that he would be in charge of walking the dog every day after school. Dylan straight up refused and has shut down the conversation every time I bring it up. It's been a week and he hasn't walked the dog once. In my frustration, I told him that if he didn't start listening, then I wouldn't allow him to go to the comic book store anymore, and he freaked and told my wife. Now, my wife is upset with me, claiming that I knew what I was getting into with this, and I knew that Dylan wouldn't be playing with the dog, but his intolerance of the dog is weird and I refuse to entertain it any longer. My wife has been short with me ever since that conversation, and Dylan is cold with me as well. Alex is now agreeing with his mother, which is making me have second thoughts. So Reddit, Aida? So, you are 3 people who want a dog and could care of the dog, but your son who didn't want the dog has to, even though you told him he wouldn't have to. What you teach your son? You are a liar. It is okay to not take care of own responsibilities. You punish him intentionally because he isn't. You edit. Thank you for the awards. I appreciate it, but please stop. This comment isn't genuine or anything great. Let me get this straight. Your son doesn't like sports, so it's hard for you to connect with him. He didn't want a dog but you got one anyway, and when he didn't change his mind, you punished him. The one hobby you say he does like, comics, you want to ban him from until he shows interest in your hobby. Why do you go so far out of your way to make it clear you have no interest in getting to know your son? You just want to change him into someone who you have things in common with. Why not spend some time trying to learn about his interests instead of forcing yours on him? Do you really think if you turn the dog into a punishment that will make him not resent the dog? YTA if that wasn't obvious. When someone Googles total asshole, I'm guessing your photo pops up first. You're a manipulative husband and a crappy father who doesn't like it when he can't get his own way. YTA.